Welcome back to the Artisan Creative Train. We are doing take 2, and we're going to be working on some dangles. So it will be like purse dangles, journal dangles, whatever you want to put your dangles on. I'm going to show you how you can do that. Hi, Ruby. How are you? Hi, Christine. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. We're going to be playing with some dangles today. We've got about 30 minutes before we raid into Red Rock Creations. And hi, Red Rock. How are you, love? I will be raiding you in about 30 minutes, darling. We're going to be making some dangles today. We're doing take 2. It's a whole situation in here. So this is something that I teach very frequently. Yeah, I figured if I was going to be doing a demo, I'm going to do some amethyst and something that I like. Island Girl Mick, thank you so much for the raid, beautiful. I'm loving the concept of vintage fabric collector. So the next time Rob tells me that I'm hoarding fabric, I'm going to tell him I am not hoarding fabric. I am a vintage collector. So thank you for that terminology. I love it. Thank you for the hot coffee, and we're going to get to this. Bingo. I know, right? So just to give you an idea, I've taught this a bazillion times, but making wrapped loops or loops in general can be very intimidating, and honestly, it's fairly simple. These can be used on your journals. They can be used on your Red Rock. I'm just gonna mod you. Thank you, love. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't plan this, but we're just gonna mod some people, and you guys can keep me on task because we all know Tam's brain. I don't know where Gifty Gypsy is. She told me she was gonna come mod, so if somebody wants to tag her and tell her to get her butt in here, I would appreciate it. Hi, Athena. Anyhow, so you can put these on your journals. You can put them on your purse. You can put them on a book bag. They come in all shapes and sizes and colors. If you want to put just a bulb pin on them, there's a bazillion different ways to do it. But at the end of the day, this is basic beading. You need to know how to make a good wrapped loop to make them last. Okay. So that's what I want to do. Cleta, thank you, love. That's what I want to show you today. I've been making these forever, and I have all of this stuff that I'm showing you today. I have it all for sale. So if you need the supplies to make these, please reach out to me. With everything that's been going on in life, I have not been doing a lot of bead shows, but if I have a request for it, I will do it. So we're going to start out with something fairly simple. I'm going to just dump some of these in some little bowls so we can get them and start playing. Here's another thing. You can actually take an old bracelet, an old piece of jewelry, tear it apart, and repurpose it into, and I couldn't find my 10 millimeter amethyst, so I just grabbed a stretch bracelet out of my inventory. That's really how easy it is. A lot of times I'm going to get rid of this bookmark. Let me make sure my giveaways came in here. Hallelujah. Okay, so There is something that I do every month. Oh my gosh. What? No, stop doing this to me. I don't got time for this nonsense. Every month I make an art card to commemorate the raid train, and I use them as giveaways for my shows. I do it in my opening show, I do it in my demo show, and then in my closing show. And I figured since I am doing I'm just filling in for Molly, we're going to have another one of these at the end of my show. I'm going to quit babbling. So somebody remind me to do that. Um, give me time to do it. So a couple of things with making dangles. You want to have some head pins. Head pins actually have this at the end. So the premises of these is to stop your bead and it's going to hang. Oftentimes, because beads, especially when working with natural stone, they have different size holes. So I like to use these little 4 millimeter daisy spacers at the end of my head pins just to ensure that nothing's going to fall through. It gives it a more decorative look. You can use decorative head pins. You can use ball head pins. These are ball head pins that have a little ball at the end. They all work fabulously to keep your beads where they need to be. Um, the second thing that we use are eye pins. They have a loop at the end. You can actually make your own. You can actually make your own of both, but we don't have time for that today. If you have wire, you can make your own eye pins and you can also make your own head pins. I often teach how to do that on here, and I have a basic beading tutorial on my YouTube channel if you want to go over and check it out and learn how to do all of this stuff. So we're just going to start with this. I'm going to slide this on. We need to get some spacers and get this party started. Whose grand idea was it to change this raid train to 30 minutes? Bless it. I think it's just because we had so many people that wanted to participate. We thought if we changed it over to 30 minutes, more people would have a chance to participate. I'm pretty sure how that happened because 2 days of this was killing me. All right, so we're just going to do a spacer and we're going to get some of these. I'm kind of not prepared for this, so we're going to play. And she misses the knot. How did I do that? I'm over here trying to chop this knot off so we can get to these beads. Well, we got this out. We're going to chop this one. You know, it's because I've been doing... Nikki, it's because I've been doing demos on this app for 3 years and you just kind of roll with it. It's what we do. So here we go. We've got our first one. I want you to be able to see this. I'm going to put a little daisy at the top, possibly. And there we go. So a couple of tools needed. This is a pair of needle nose pliers. This is a pair of round nose pliers. And then we have our flush cutters. When you are doing a wrapped loop, you want to have all of your beads on your head pin. You're going to bend your head pin at a 90-degree angle. This is what it's going to look like. You're going to grab hold of that with your round nose pliers at the part that's sticking out. So it's going to look like this. You can mark your plier or your round nose with a Sharpie so you always have consistent loops. That is a personal choice. You can also get 6-step pliers. So you're going to bend it over, you're going to cross over, and you're going to keep going. And you want that to just kind of be centered. So this is what it's going to look like. We're going to take a hold of it with these pliers, maybe. And you want to hold that loop so it stays a loop, right? I'm transferring it to my left hand. I'm going to grab a second pair of pliers and I'm just going to wrap this around. This can get really intimidating. Go slowly. These are stainless steel head pins, so they're a little tougher to work with. If you see me struggling, that is why. I'll grab a thinner one so it'll go a little more smoothly next time. Wasn't thinking that through. So you see how we're wrapping this around. What you want to do once you get it completely wrapped, and I've kind of ran out of wire here to show you, but you want to take this piece that's poking out, use your flush cutters. They're called flush because they're flat here. So it's going to create a flush cut against this. I'm going in with that. So the flat side goes up against your component. You want to cover that up because it will fly and it will stab you. Okay. And then I like to use my crimp pliers and the circle part. It's already got a circle. So if you put your thing in there, it's going to squish that down a lot easier. And there's your first wrapped loop. I've been told many times that I make it look a lot easier than it actually is. And that is very correct. But if you continue to do these, you just need to practice. Once you get that muscle memory for where you're going with things, it's kind of just comes out a little bit better. We're going to grab this ball pin, again, just for decorative purposes, and so everything matches. I'm going to put a little daisy on it, and it gives it kind of a little decorative. Hello, Barbara. How are you, my friend? We're going to just keep making some dangles. One of the things that I really like to do is just sit and make dangles. And some people think I'm crazy for doing that. But what happens is when I just sit and make dangles is that I actually have a whole jar of dangles. So if I need to quickly throw something together, I can reach for that jar. And let me show you what I mean. So I have these gorgeous antique Avon jars. And when I'm doing projects, whatever beads I have left over on my table, I just make them into dangles. Rather than try to put everything away, I just grab some head pins, some eye pins, and I make some dangles. So I actually have a couple of jars of dangles hanging out in my room. Um, I hate putting beads away, and they always end up in a basket somewhere if I don't. So what I have started doing is just making dangles out of what's left. And it's great because I could literally do this whole demo from this jar, but I wanted to show you how to make loops. So there's that. All right, onward we go, my friends. So we're just going to do a couple of little dangles. We're going to do this one with a lighter weight head pin so it's easier to see what we're doing. Again, we string our beads on, bend it at a 90-degree angle. Take your round nose and hold on right there. The part that's sticking out, I hold my thumb up against my beads and I just wrap it around. You want to wrap it all the way around. Once it gets to right here, you're just going to take your plier up to the top and just keep on going. Okay. Now, come on, focus, camera. Please. Please, please. You'll notice that it's not like perfectly round there. Stop for a second, get a pair of pliers, and pull that tight up against that round nose so you do have a good circle. Because if you work with a complete circle, it's going to make it easier. And you just, oh my gosh, my hands are like not working today. If you pull on it, give it a tug, and that's going to give you, well, it's supposed to give you that circle. It's not working. Let's do it again. So if you see what I'm doing here, I'm taking the time to straighten that out to give myself a better chance at a good wrap. Okay? Got all that? I'm doing some minor adjustments. I want it to be a nice circle. I'm going to grab a hold of it with my other pliers so I keep that circle that I just struggled so hard to get. I'm going to take a second pair of pliers and I'm just going to wrap this around. If it starts moving, just adjust your pliers. Don't rush through this. Once you've done that first wrap right here, your wrap is secure. You can stop right here if you want to. I always like to do 3 wraps. If your wraps aren't straight, you can go in and you can just kind of straighten them out. And again, take your time, do your wraps. Okay, those pliers are not going to work for what I'm trying to do here. They won't hold anything. And just wrap it around, okay? Adjust it as you go. Once you have everything wrapped and how you want it, again, get your flush cutter, flat side up against your project, and give it a snip. Now we're going to take our, oh, Barbara, I hope so. Tam may have to reschedule tomorrow's outing. I got lots to do. However, it stresses you out watching me make perfect ones. My OCD when I do mine drives me nuts. Alice, I've told you 1,000 times you just have to keep doing it. Make a jar and just start making them. So we are halfway through and we've got 2 dangles made. This is not looking promising for a finished product. Okay. So we're gonna bounce to something else. When I'm making these, usually what I do, we're gonna set this aside and we're gonna see what we can fish out. You can use a swivel clip if it's gonna go on your purse. I know. A lobster. I like using the lobsters and the decorative jump rings that I have. They're split rings. They're not jump. Good Lord, Tamara. I'm tired, you guys. We've been doing this since like forever, right? Okay. These sometimes are difficult to find where the break is in them. When you're opening a split ring, you want to have 2 pairs of pliers and you want to bend it side to side. You never want to open it, okay? Because this will help you maintain that circle. So we're going to hook this onto here, and that is where we're going to start forming our dangle. I have pre-cut some pieces of chain, if I can find some. Here's my long one. So with this, you can either put these on with a jump ring, or you can put them directly onto your project. I think what I'm going to do, just because time's sake, I'm going to grab some split rings here and just work with those. Okay. Again, you want 2 pairs of pliers. Get a hold. Open it. Take this. Hook it onto your chain. Close it. So that's going to be your center. When I do these, what I do is I build on my chains and I have them all laid out so I know what it's going to look like. Dingle balls. Yes, Barbara, they're dingle balls. And she got red chatted for that. That's awesome. Awesome sauce. So what you can do is you're designing these however you want to do it. I like to just lay it out. And then I'm like, okay, so what do I want next? I want something hanging here with one of these. Maybe you want to add a charm in there. Maybe you want to add a little flower in there. However you want to set this up. Classy conductor, don't forget to run your giveaway. I'm going to run my giveaway. Thank you, Ames. She's calling me a classy conductor as I'm sitting here cursing. Okay, so this is for one of the limited edition, only for today, because when they're gone, Artisan Creative Train art card. If you do not win the giveaway, there are some for purchase in the bin. Just type in train art card. I will also be giving one away in my closing show tonight, and that is in an hour, little over an hour. So this is for this art card. If you would like one, jump in. Snagged one. I can't leave it up to chance. Mickey, thank you so much. Right? It's really funny because typically I sell out of them, and it's in like the closing show. Everybody's like frantically ready to buy as soon as that giveaway pulls. It's awesome. Hello everyone, welcome in. We're playing on the Artisan train today, and Tam's having a day, so why not? We're gonna grab our little daisy. We're gonna throw this on. Realistically, nothing says that you absolutely have to do wrapped loops. You can just do simple loops if you want to with doing this. It makes me nervous that things are going to get lost, which is why I typically just do the wrapped loops when I'm doing dangles. If it's going on a journal, it may not be as necessary because a journal is not going to get bounced around with a purse. Yes, give you winner gets reduced shipping. If you want to rewatch this, I do have some of my gel prints in the bin. I have some binding patterns for journals. There's a couple of things in there that I've put in just for a couple of dollars that will come plain white envelope, and you will be able to go into your video receipt and rewatch this. I'm going to try to get better about doing jewelry demos more often. I have an in-person show that's coming up at the end of July, and I need to get together and get some inventory made seriously. So I'm going to try. Life has just been kind of crazy the last few weeks, y'all, honestly. If you are a creator and you are interested in getting on this train, please send me a direct message. I filter through people all the time. I want to give everybody a chance to get on here. It is by invitation only. And I love having new people and people doing new things. So send me, my envelopes are really not plain white. Your envelope is going to be decorated in one way or another. If you're getting a plain white envelope for me, you know I've got a wicked migraine. And yes, Skipper Miller, I did get your message. I responded to you earlier, Sweet Pea. We have a minute left in that giveaway. Again, the giveaway is for an art card. They are limited edition. They are only available today. And once they're gone because I only make 10 of them. Life is crazy. Oh, how about we close this? Oh, come on, Tam. Struggle bus. We have 5 minutes. Yes, Tam has a lot going on, and I forgot I was supposed to send it to Athena like 2 months ago, and I totally forgot. So I'm just stringing. I love you, Athena. Thank you for understanding them. Hey, you've been like 2 months on me. Look at Moody Virgo Arts. I bless her heart. I don't know if she's in here. She sent me a message and she's like, "Oh my God, I thought you were mad at me and we weren't talking." No, no, Tam doesn't get mad. So this is the basics. This is where it starts. And then I put dangles off the sides. Ruby followed instructions and sent a message. Awesome. Okay, who's going to win this? Drum roll, please. Skipper Miller, congratulations, dear. You get one of the commemorative cards. And you're very welcome, love. It, guys, let's just face it. I have ADHD and it's bad. And it's been really bad. And I have menopause. And I'm just like cray cray. I read your message usually at like 1 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning when I can't sleep. And so my brain says, oh, I need to message them in the morning. And then it's gone and I don't send messages and I'm horrible about it. So please forgive me. Please know that it's not personal. It's not a you problem. It's a me problem 9 times out of 10. Every once in a while, it's a you problem, but it's very, I know, I think I responded and they're like, I haven't heard from you. And I was like, no, I messaged you. No, no, you didn't. We have 3 minutes. We're going to go see Red Rock. Red Rock does amazing paper crafting. Um, Red Rock is also an amazing seamstress. And she just has the most awesomest things. So if you've never been in one of her shows, stick around. After Red Rock, we are going to go to BNL, Mercantile Lynn. She's going to be either doing painting or her watercolor or her sun catchers. And then she will raid back into me for the closing show. I will do a right. I will do a recap of the night. I know. I, Alice, what Red Rock does everything, right? She's amazing. Like, I swear I answered, "Why are you mad at me?" And then I look and it's like, well, crap, it's in my to be sent things. Yeah, that's how that world goes around in my head. Um, but I'm gonna try. Menopause and ADHD are really, really, really. Wait, should we do a GoFundMe for a new cookware set since she broke her pan last time? Dana, is that who we're talking about when Dana broke her pan? So here's the thing about Dana's pan, because I have the same one. It is actually a vintage double boiler, and they don't make them anymore. I have my great-grandmother's. So it was like I cried with her, I'm not gonna lie. It was awful. I know Dana can't get a new set. She needs to find that vintage Pyrex double boiler glass. They don't make them anymore. So if anybody sees one, let me know. I want to buy it for her. Okay. Guys, this is just the basics. If you need to learn more, let me know. It's a whole situation. Um, yeah, I'm scared. I have my notifications on eBay if anybody lists one. So much love to each and every one of you. Thank you for riding the Artisan Creative Train. I will see you all in about an hour for the closing show. Give lots of love, butterflies, and hearts to Petra, and I will see you soon. Much love. Have a blessed night. Bye.